Hello everybody. Thank you for tuning in to my video. Well, have you heard the news? And the latest news in the Jehovah's Witness world? They can resume their preaching. Let me just read to you what I saw posted in one of the groups that I follow online. Okay, so it was taken off right from their website. Breaking news, resuming public witnessing. On May 31st, 2022, the governing body informed all branch committees that they may now resume all forms of public witnessing with the exception of the door-to-door ministry. Each branch committee will examine the local situation in its branch territory, taking into account any governmental restrictions, and will soon provide direction to congregations. We rejoice that we will have additional opportunities to share the good news of God's kingdom with our neighbors. Yeah, goody, right? What really hit me was with the exception of door to door. Like, wow. I thought that the end days were really here, like especially with COVID hitting and they stopped going door to door, and I just thought like this is it. I do remember having like discussions sometimes with my partner in field service, and we would talk about, well, you may hate when we knock on your doors now, but the time to really worry is when we stop knocking at your doors. Because that was supposed to mean, Armageddon had started. And yet, we've been in COVID for 2 years and no Armageddon. So I guess not. I think some Jehovah's Witnesses train of thought might very well be maybe some confusion and questioning starting to rise up going on now. They're thinking like, well, first they banned us in Russia, and now COVID, and then COVID happens, and now even Russia has invading another country, oh man, well, they're king of the north, and I think we finally hit the end times, right? Right? Maybe not. Although there might be excitement among some of the Jehovah's Witnesses, I can only imagine it's a very mixed bags of emotions and feelings about this news for a lot of other Jehovah's Witnesses. The faces I can imagine are, I can only imagine like anger, like, really? Or, just hesitation and dread, like, oh God. I think some of them are honestly just like, oh great. I think a lot of Jehovah's Witnesses were liking to not have to go out and talk to people, just writing letters and calling them as their form of witnessing, and now they gotta go stand at a cart again, Because I had heard a lot of them were getting quite comfortable with being on the Zoom meetings, and now that even Kingdom Halls are reopened for in-person meetings, and I'm still hearing of a lot that still would prefer to stick to the Zoom meetings. You know what? I guess all this really means we're maybe not so close to the end. And Jehovah's Witnesses, And you know something for myself, I was enjoying not seeing Jehovah's Witnesses in my neighborhood standing at carts or trying to do all their informal street business witnessing, not finding their literature in places of business. No, and now they'll be back, thinking that they have the best life ever, while standing there and trying to draw and lure people into their cult. You know, they've lowered the hour requirement too, so, and plus with no door to door. Remember, with the exception of door to door, who knows, maybe they might have more of the members wanting to get out and preach. You know, I think for a lot of the pioneers, it kind of takes that glory away, because I think they have like a lot of congregations probably have more pioneers than they've ever had now. So I think some pioneers may honestly feel like not so special anymore. You know? Well, do I think their door-to-door work will resume? Really? I don't know. I can't really answer. I don't want to say yes or no. I don't think it would be, I think it'd be pointless to resume their door-to-door work or any form of witnessing for them, for that matter. You know, even when I was a Jehovah's Witness, I always thought the door-to-door work was just stupid, outdated, ineffective would be probably the best word for it, because in the majority of cases, you either get nobody answering the door, or if they answer the door, it's just rejection and, you know, not interested. I think it's, well, now I'm somebody who sees any kind of door-to-door preaching or advertising for the most part is like outdated, not effective, but especially for Jehovah's Witnesses, to have people knocking at your door, not really interested in what's on your brain. Their main goal is to just convert you into their religion. They're not really interested in hearing what you have to say, what's on your mind. They're the ideal householder for a Jehovah's Witnesses is kind of just like a blank slate, somebody who doesn't think to ask a lot of questions, and you know that they could just naively lure and slowly draw right in and convert them. You know, and I think a lot of Jehovah's Witnesses have been happier with letter writing, informal witnessing, and standing at the carts all day. You know, at least you don't have to try to approach people. You know, I think the cart witnessing is the easiest form for them to do. I know it would have been mine, but I'm out, thankfully. But, you know, yeah, you just stand there and people approach you, and oh man, talk about wasting your time. My personal opinion, if any of you see any of their carts out there, like, it's just an eyesore. It's not worth looking at. Don't approach. It's just nothing but lies and a waste of paper. And some of the really good questions you could probably think of, they won't be able to answer, most likely. If you see them... Sorry, I don't know what suddenly happened to my voice. If you see them walking down the street and all dressed up with their Bibles and literature, honestly, just cross the street. Or at least that's just my take. Avoidance, like, they're not worth even Don't give them the opportunity to try to talk to you and reason with you. Just remember two things. These are people that they approach you wanting to push their beliefs and religion on you, yet if you try to offer them like anything of your religion, like if you're part of a religion, no, if it's poison, they won't even look at it. Like, it's very, very one-sided, isn't it? And another thing I just wanted to say, to remember, the second thing, remember, these are the people who knock on doors, hoping people will open their door to them, and yet they don't open their own doors to former members and even their children who may have left, which is downright wrong and cruel. So, Jehovah's Witnesses resuming public witnessing. Well, maybe on a little plus side for us ex-members, it gives us the opportunity once again to approach them, ask those questions that they can't answer, car crashes, exposing them for what they really are. So, let's see how this goes. I hope it's a while before I see any in my neighborhood. But, we'll see. Anyways, that's all for now. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed it. And I'll see you guys soon. Again, thanks. Bye.